Alright, this is good. Would you say this is the best episode or not? Or is it just like the most important to you as episode? Because of the second movie.
Well, I thought City on the Edge of Forever was generally regarded as the best, although Devil in the Dark is also really up there. It's just a great episode.
Are you introducing it or am I?
You are, because
okay.
I think I do the odd number ones.
Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's episode 22?
Yep. Okay, episode 22, Space Seed.
Hey guys, you've got Scruffy and Jinyo, and you're joining us for our episode a day challenge to celebrate 50 years of Star Trek. So we are now on airdate episode 22, which is one of the most amazing one ever because of the Wrath of Khan.
Yes.
But this is well before all of that. But join us.
They had no idea.
Had no idea this would become such an important episode. But now it's time to start episode 22, Space Seed.
Yep, and we're starting that. Press play right now.
So excited. I swore a second ago that was Sulu from behind.
I bet you it was
okay,
Sulu from
and then
behind.
they just switched to
like,
some
just
other
like,
dude.
Yeah, just like a stock footage shot.
Yeah.
They do that sometimes.
And then it's like two guys I've like never seen before.
I mean, sometimes they'll even do like a reaction shot on a star that's taken from another episode.
It's an Indian guy that looks like.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, Sulu is not in this episode, unfortunately.
What is the production?
This is the 24th.
Okay.
The 24th episode.
Getting Morse code like SOS.
Mm-hmm.
Spock just kind of immediately correct him.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're totes wrong.
Now, an interesting thing about this ship is that it was actually designed before the Enterprise was designed.
Mm.
Yeah. Because Matt Jeffries designed it back when they were trying to design the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And he came up with this, and it was like an old freighter ship or something. So
very BSG, you know? Idea going with an old freighter look.
Yeah. So I guess they just held on to it until they thought, hey, we could use it now.
Why not? I'm actually having a really hard time understanding how big it is, even though the models are right next to each other. But is it like really as long as the length of the main body? Because it's like
There's no way it's supposed to be that big.
With the amount of people we know are on it, I thought it was going to be small.
Yeah, I think it's just supposed to be closer
like,
to the camera.
I don't know. No bigger than, like, let's say 4 Galileos or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine it being bigger than that. But what do I know?
Yeah.
We only see, like, one area of it. It could be. Okay.
Well, we could always switch over to the new special effects.
Now, how well known was Montalban prior to this?
Montalban was...
Like, if I'm someone watching it for the first time in the 60s, would I have been like, hey, I know that dude? Like, or...
Montalban was pretty known. He wasn't like a super huge movie star, but he was a known quantity.
Would he have been one of the more well-known actors they had
At
casting?
this point, I think he would have been pretty much the most prominent actor who had ever guested on Star Trek.
I want to say it shows, you know, in the episode, just
the quality of his acting.
Yes.
Yeah. Because at this point, he had already won a Tony for his Broadway work.
Oh, wow.
And,
why
he'd
don't
already...
we have Con musical?
Yeah, really. And he had...
look, McCoy for no reason.
He had starred in some movies.
There, this here is my perfect everything. It's three of them.
Oh, just stand around together.
For some reason, there's like a magnet on the captain's chair, and McCoy and Spock go every time into it.
Botany Bay. Botany Bay. Now, of course, Chekhov is not in this episode.
But who cares?
Because he has not joined yet.
We don't know that.
Even though...
We don't know that he hasn't joined. We just haven't seen him.
Right.
Is what they attempt to, like...
retcon.
Yeah, retcon.
Sort of justify
desperately.
the dialogue in Wrath of Khan.
Like, oh, no, he totally would have been somewhere around there, and Khan has an amazing memory, and so does Chekhov.
Another classic McCoy dig at Spock.
Yes. And he's like, ladies, I can't. I just can't, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my job.
I feel like the main reason that Kirk's chair is on a pedestal like that, like no one else's is.
Well, it's the same way, like when you're...
is so he'll be basically at close
same
to head
height.
level.
Well, same way, like why it's actually difficult to film people who are like in wheelchairs with people who are standing, because you usually have to cut from one face to another. It's really hard to get a shot of them. Aw, she's like, I was just getting ready to paint.
I'm a historian. I'm never needed on missions. I was looking forward to not doing anything.
She looks thrilled about all of
Now
this.
she's a lieutenant, but she's got no rank braid on.
Yeah.
And he's engineering officer Scott.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Just like flat.
I love this as kind of establishing his hatred of the transporter. I didn't come on board this ship to get disintegrated. Now, it's something that Scotty gets to go over. For whatever reason, Scotty was kind of a favorite of NBC, and they were pushing for him to get more airtime.
Really?
Yeah.
NBC?
Yeah, NBC, the network.
Yeah. I love at this point it's actually really hard to tell. Are they people? Are they robots? Like,
right.
Because of the light.
The blue light on the face.
It's really interesting. Vision to go with. Really, why is Scotty here? Just because it's an older derelict ship and it's for him to figure out the controls?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's amazing?
Ah, yes, the 20th century.
Look, human aquariums.
Yeah.
I mean, how fun would it be, though, if you are, like, a historian, like, that is your position in Starfleet? Because obviously most of what you're doing is probably nothing. You know, she was just clearly painting, maybe doing some pottery.
Yeah.
And spent a lot of time in books, basically, like, a girl with fanfic, just, like, you know, in her own little world, because these are times you can't, like, get to anymore. And now here is this, like, fantasy land in front of her of things she's only read about.
What a handsome group of people.
Let me get overwhelmingly attracted to one.
Mm-hmm. Just like out of the novels I read.
I mean, this is a straight up romance novel. I mean, I swear to God.
For her it is.
Except Khan's the woman in, like, the delicate clothing.
He is now.
Yes, in this moment.
Well, Khan actually has the record for most costume changes for a male on TOS.
Which is 3?
6.
Here?
He has 6 episodes.
Oh,
6
he's in the blue
outfits.
medical one too.
Mm-hmm.
I think this has to, over all the seasons of TOS, has to be
Northern India.
The most unusual or interesting of the costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for people who aren't, like, aliens with any type of prosthetics or makeup on, like, their stuff is very interesting. And so simple, because it's just, like, gold metallic netting and some black. Some black fabric, that's it.
Not a lot.
That's it. No.
Not a lot.
Okay, so break it.
Wow, he just
that broke over nothing.
Wax it with this thing that he's got in his hand.
her face, she's a little too excited. She's
know.
a little too,
I know.
like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I get
like,
to touch it.
we could have just swung it down.
I get to touch it, I get to touch it. Long ass time.
2 centuries.
Yeah.
They know this ship is from the 20th century. Which means, in this episode,
this time,
Star Trek takes place at the end of the 22nd century.
Yeah. It's been 900 years in the future, 300
Right.
years, 200 years.
Where they
Whatever
really
floats.
do a lot of time traveling without even trying to.
Whatever floats for them, apparently.
Botany Bay is a reference to the landing site in Australia where they would drop off prisoners when Australia was a penal colony.
That's interesting. Also interesting because that chick, and I actually never really pay attention to it, is one, I think of only like maybe 2 times you see someone other than Nurse Chapel.
Yeah.
And I think I don't pay attention because it's someone who's also blonde.
Oh, yeah.
And I think my brain just assumes it's Nurse Chapel every time. Like, if someone were to ask me, like, is Nurse Chapel the only nurse you see? I'd be like, duh. Like, have you seen anyone else? Because it's, like, always her.
Yeah.
And that girl was chosen because she was blonde and had the relative same height and build and could fit into Majel's dress. Like, that's Majel's dress. It's not another one they made. It's just the dress.
Right. Like a stand-in or something? Never tell me the odds, Spock. No, it was not. It was the name of a landing site for the penal
Whoever wrote
colony.
it didn't know, but Kirk is a nerd.
But it is kind of a weird thing. It's like, if you've got a bunch of prisoners or criminals and you want to get rid of them, why
would you jettison them into space?
Yeah, in a super expensive spacecraft. I mean, wouldn't it just be more efficient to lock them in a hole somewhere or have them executed?
I love this little... He's just trying to get him to admit to some emotions. But Kirk has already guessed it, you know. He's like, Botany Bay, that is related to criminals. And could that then mean that the people on this are criminals. Prisoners?
Or
even though
worse,
it's,
Australians?
Or even though it's weird that, you know, why would you waste the ship by jettisoning them into space?
Right.
So Spock's like, you just jumped to that for no reason. It's not following any of my logic.
Did he jump to that for no reason?
It's just his level of awesome.
So even at the beginning of his career as Khan, he was showing a lot of chest.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Would that explain why he shows so much chest here?
I could definitely see this whole... that being a theme that they glommed onto for Wrath of Khan.
Oh, of course. I mean, all he does is show this amazing pectoral region. And then when they saw that when, in his 50s, that he was still rocking this naturally godlike chest at 50, they were like, we are just stripping every shirt and showing all that off.
Yeah. It's professional.
Bullshit.
Wow.
She's not even looking at him most of the time. She's just like, yeah, professionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is living a fantasy novel as far as she's concerned.
Yeah.
Primitive man that's all full of power and
adventure.
Yes, bigger. I love that. But it's like totally inappropriate for her to like even really be there, like to
right
check on him.
Although if you think about it, he's talking about people like
in general
in the era of when people were watching the show.
Yeah.
So people are at home watching the show and being like,
Hello.
yeah, we're much more adventurous than Captain Kirk, traveling through the stars. Well, ice headache from being frozen for 200 years.
Not frozen.
Let it go,
Suspended animation. Look at those little freaking culottes he's wearing. I mean, what is that? Oh, here's now for the best, the most amazing exercise regimen I've ever seen.
His augment calisthenics.
What is this? And he works it so well. It looks like it actually does something, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I play around with yoga, but, like, that just seems like I'm just gonna make up some related moves, and... And also, I cannot wait to see, it's not a lot of times we get to see what a badass McCoy is, but this is, like, my favorite.
Yeah.
By far.
But he's lying down. I thought he was just standing up.
Ow!
Oh.
He is straight up choking him.
Yeah.
I mean, who says that?
Yeah.
Who says that when a guy's got a knife to you? And Bones is just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Does he have eyeliner on? I cannot tell.
Could be.
I'll even help you.
Yeah.
Do it right.
I love that scene for McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm not a macho, bombastic, loudmouth, but I'm not afraid either.
No, not at all. And pretty much from this moment on, and you saw it in his body language, where he just becomes like he's a freaking sultan.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I have many questions.
Right.
Go get
like
me.
You see,
go get me my man.
You see like this much of him, and he's lying down.
Yeah,
but
and already it is just oozing,
right.
like, just regal.
Yeah, his character takes over.
Really, at this point, I am now in charge of all of this.
My name is Khan, and these are my pectorals, Noonien and Sin.
And I love how Kirk is a bit like,
a little condescending.
Here's my dick into the conversation.
A little condescending.
Because he's already feeling the, like,
the
battle,
alpha challenge.
The alpha battle going on, and being like, bitch, please. Like, I can see you got this whole thing going on, but you don't know jack about space.
Right.
So.
If I tell you the name of the planet, is it going to mean anything to you?
Share, basically. I was like, later service,
Yeah,
later.
yeah. He's like, no, I think
like,
you
no.
can answer a couple questions.
And also, I know you're freaking lying.
Mhm.
He's totally faking it. I love his hair. Just all of it. I mean, because he's like walked straight off the cover of a romance novel.
Mm-hmm.
That hair and
Especially
and
the ones that
tan
MacGyver's
and that pictorial, everything.
Well, see, I think that
That's a very specific word choice, which is why I think Kurt gives McCoy that look, you know, because only someone who is in charge tells someone beneath them, thank you for being cooperative. It's not something that, when you're low on the totem pole.
right.
It would be like, thank you for helping me out, or thank you for being so kind, or something, or so generous. But that is a very specific line of, like, I am in charge, thank you for doing what I say.
Mm-hmm. I think it's fun that in the mid-1960s, they thought that in less than 30 years,
I know,
we'd be sending criminals off in rockets. But now, in 2016, we can look back and be like, yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
We totally did that.
And obviously, like some of the other great Trek episodes, it's bringing about a idea or concern of current culture or what future culture or society might be, and obviously with this
genetic engineering,
question of genetics and can you make people better, and do they become better, and is it worth it, or are these inherent flaws? And so, you know, it's a statement they're making here is obviously, you know, you make someone into Superman, and they're not going to be kind and magnanimous. I'm not going to say that word. Or they're not going to be good and better. They're probably going to be almost like having an affinity to turn bad.
Right. Well, it's just like having great power.
Mm-hmm.
I love he turns off the monitor, but it just turns off the light.
Yeah, it's fine. Because it's a piece of paper. It's inappropriate for her to be there. Also, I love how, like, in regards to, like, how we've seen the hair of, like, every other woman on the show so far, I feel like her hair was set up to look like an old romance novel.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think they specifically did her hair to sort of be like, show that, oh, she's kind of like a romantic. Yeah. You know, and then
I also like how your hair is ugly.
Yeah. But now we've also got this whole dramatic letting your hair down thing.
I love how he apparently fancies himself a hairstylist.
Well, have you seen
his
cloth?
Just, yeah. It's kind of glorious. All he does is take out like 2 curls. He's like, I'm amazing!
Now, see, I think maybe one reason that MacGyver's is so attracted to Khan is that she is actually channeling a past life when they were husband and wife. Specifically, a 1960 episode of Bonanza.
They were performed together?
Yeah,
nice.
They were actually husband and wife in that episode.
He was petting her hair. He was patting her neck.
Yeah.
None of her novels prepared her for this.
I think all of her novels prepared her for this.
I love how she actually gets a little nervous here.
Of course, it's always...
I mean, she's been the one who's been all like, I need to check on him, and kind of having these little fantasies and stuff. But now when she's actually face to face, and it is his kind of, it is his overwhelming masculinity and an aggression, but not like in a scary way. I mean, but he kind of oozes aggressive power and control, and it's intoxicating and terrifying at the same time. You can see her kind of wavering through those emotions.
Yes, that's true.
Really, really.
Yeah.
How about that? That's the answer. Is really, really.
Are there no regulations against romance?
Yeah.
And he's practically a scientific specimen at this point. But it's okay to
Yeah,
bone.
I mean, he's not a Neanderthal because he's like a super genius, which makes him more or less, comparable to
Now
them
he's got
now.
another costume change.
But, I mean, it'd be weird to be like, you're falling in love with a guy who's like 200 years out of date.
Yeah, that's a badass jacket, though.
Yeah. My absolute favorite. I love how it is. It's like 2 inches of it closed, and that's it. Because it's like open on the chest and then opens back up on the bottom.
Yeah, that's Bill Tice for men.
Oh, which is glorious. Really glorious.
My jacket is not going to fall off,
Yes.
but you think it is.
I mean, look at it. There's just that. There's one, maybe 2 hook and eyes.
Yeah,
and that's
there's 2
it.
little hook and
That's it.
eyes. Apparently, they just use that
fabric for
everything.
everything.
It's just like, right. Oh, there's a spill. Just grab the
Oopsies.
expensive red and gold fabric and mop it up.
Yeah. I like how he's already picked out that everything, all the statues, all the paintings are all specifically, like, heroic, aggressive men of the past.
Right.
Because that is her type.
Yep.
And she's got her hair down like he instructed her was better.
Mm-hmm.
And now he is squishing her face with his mouth.
Now we don't even know if they're going to make it to dinner.
I mean, I don't even actually know where their lips are at this point because I'm just... Like, I'm experienced with kissing, but I don't even know if that was kissing. That was just like...
Yeah. Here's an interesting...
Look at all the sorry Randy.
We get like a gold variation on that fabric.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff, but it's not red.
And is that a swan?
Yeah.
It's a
Or
bit...
like an egret.
Yeah, a bit weird in terms of decor to have there, I feel like, on the Enterprise.
Egrets.
He's going right to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Spock's not one for chit-chat.
No. Spock knows what's going on, like, is
Right.
already kind of figured this guy out.
Yeah.
And Kirk is just kind of observing to get a read on all of it. Petty. But I love, it's kind of this great tag team. Like, you can feel that it's this tag team between Kirk and Spock, where this is just their unspoken relationship, and Spock is going to keep
he's going to attack. I love it.
He's like,
just calls him out for that.
Damn it, he still figures out. But I love it.
Well, what's he going to do about it? Nothing.
This is exactly what I'm doing. I am launching you.
Now we have Scotty here in dress uniform.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun.
I'm
But in
loving
the
those
future,
cups.
we will actually see Scotty in dress uniform, but with his tartan.
Yes, which I love.
So I think this might be the only time we see it without the tartan.
Is that something that he him suggested, or a writer, or
I don't know.
Ta-da.
He says, as if he's been testing them.
Yes. Tiniest glasses in his hands. And ladies. He loves that excuse. Oh, my 19th century body just can't handle it. 20th century. Oh, I feel faint.
I believe I have the vapors.
It's such a bitchy little move, you know? It's like, I'm tired now. I gotta go. Right. And I'm like, you don't get to leave the conversation by being like, I'm tired. I'm out,
but he's ordered room service, apparently.
Yeah. He's mad.
Yeah.
Look at his man stance.
Well, part of it is he's not used to being in a position where he isn't the powerful one.
Because the last time he was awake, prior to going into space, he was in control of what? Almost like an entire country or two or whatever?
Now that she knows who he is, she's
she loves it even
more attracted.
Yeah.
If that's possible.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's great.
Come be with me. And go. Then go.
But I love it because she's wavering, so he's like, fuck.
I said good day.
Yeah, he's like, pick a spot and stick to it. Like,
no, he's just toying with her.
He is, but I also believe that he is not into weak and wishy-washy personalities, you know? And she needs to make her choice. I mean, when he was unconscious and then a little bit coming to, she was all up in there, interested in him.
Well,
then she's getting scared, and it's like, commit or don't commit.
Yeah, but I think it's more than that. I think he is forcing her to
make a choice.
Choose him.
Yeah.
Because he knows...
Well, he needs an ally.
That he is going to... Yeah, he's going to be putting her in a much more difficult
It's a little
position.
terrifying that he is. I mean, that's not romantic at all. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem romantic. That just seems abusive. But I mean, he is a dictator personality.
He is a
conquering personality.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm harming you right now.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you mean?
She thinks these are all the types of men that she wants and she fantasizes about and loves to study.
It's like,
but it's like
reality.
The type of person that is going to take over an entire country is someone who is overwhelmingly like aggressive.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't run for office.
And will assert their power over another person.
Mm-hmm.
And does not care what that other person thinks.
Yeah. And like they said earlier, my entire crew is a crew of Napoleons. And yet I'm the leader.
Yeah.
So what do you think it takes to be
awesome.
the Napoleon of Napoleons?
Hello. Now, wasn't that, like, the name origin was that it was a friend of Roddenberry's had a part or all of that name?
Yeah, Roddenberry knew a guy named Noonien Singh or Noonien Song.
Yeah.
In the war, and then lost contact with him. And I guess he had always wanted to make contact with him again.
Yeah.
But
so he does it.
Yeah, but had no idea how to get a hold of him, so he used his name in this episode, and then later on in Next Generation used the name.
Or did
Fortunately not. He died never having had contact with him again.
Oh. Spock is like, do not compute. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm not denying that at all.
Yeah, we think he's awesome. Yeah. We're not going to let him...
He's horrible and kind of cool.
Right.
Because you have to appreciate
so this
what he is.
This is the fourth outfit for him.
Yeah.
See?
Like, random red tunic. Because he likes red.
But they gave him no rank.
No, yeah. I really don't know why they put him in a Starfleet officer uniform. It is very weird. Like, very weird. Like, why not just keep him in the blue medical scrub, you know? Or...
Right. Computer system.
Everything's like a freaking test. Like, he's been waiting for them to get the answer.
Right.
It's like, good for you. You've, like, you know, passed my challenge. Well, physically, yeah. I mean, because Khan is a superhuman, but mentally, not so much.
Well, he is more intelligent because he's been genetically engineered to
more intelligent by standards of the 1990s, and it gets him to be more than competent within a civilization 200 years later. But because he's not familiar with like any of this technology or
Right, and
way
he's
of
been
thinking
raised
or way
with
of
a
life.
limited
And
20th century paradigm.
so, for all that intelligence, he has this cage
yeah,
of
he has
limits,
limitations.
And I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out with. Oh, he's so mad. Like Kirk spends most of this episode with like resting bitch face because he's mad.
I know. He hates being challenged on his own ship.
Now what is his hair doing? First it was a ponytail, and now it's this weird like.
It's like man bun. Oh!
What are these moves? He's got some like chi power going on.
Yes, that's his genetically augmented.
I will just.
Oh! What a flip! That was
some
excellent.
guy should have gotten paid extra. Because, yeah.
And she's taking
committing
an active
treason
role.
and mutiny. I mean,
This is treason. This is literally treason. Totally unnecessary.
Yes. What move is that? I don't
That's
know.
the con neck pinch.
Apparently. And he's out.
Uh-huh.
Hello. My favorite group of people ever.
See, it's not just him.
Yes. I love how all of them were in the gold netting.
Yeah.
But apparently that's the normal clothing for the women, and the guys get to put on pants. Like, what even is that?
Yeah. Now, for all of these augments,
I'd love to know what that is. Like,
all of the genetically augmented humans,
yeah,
they hire dancers and gymnasts
that's fun.
so that they would have
Their bodies have
that physicality,
Mhm.
and so that they knew that they would look hot because
Yeah.
they're supposed to be genetically superior.
Yes, the best of the best.
Mm-hmm. And so that they would know genetic yoga.
Yes. So they're all smart enough to take over the ship.
Yeah.
I'll just fling you out of the way and do it myself.
Uh-huh. Or this
Because I need to know.
big board of Jolly Ranchers.
I need to know in person how screwed we are.
Mm-hmm. Roughing
all
up
the things
Scotty.
happen to Scotty. I love how simple those jumpsuits are, because they love using jumpsuits in TOS.
Yeah.
Especially the pastel Easter egg colored ones. Like, those are just everywhere. And so, I love that it's like, okay, you could have just thrown them in red jumpsuits and called it a day, but it took the time to, like, add this little, like, embroidery, like, or, I'm assuming it's embroidery, like, gold detailing.
And they're very different from the wrap-style jumpsuits that they have.
Yeah,
on
and
the
there's even, like,
Enterprise.
gold on the collar, and it really, it's a very specific, strong look it gives for something. It's just, like, a little bit of cuff detailing, a little bit of collar detailing.
Yeah.
So, they're boned.
Yeah. Yeah.
More or less unfroze a bunch of old people, and now they're boned. Aw, we'll have to go around. He's about to die, but he takes the time to get all his commendations in.
Yeah.
Because at the end, he
Well,
is
what
a
about the
captain.
other two guys? Oh, okay. Lieutenant
He's
Spinelli.
gotta, he's
Yeah.
only got so much air left. He's
Right.
wasting all his air, all his breathing on that.
For having lost his ship.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. He can't just slump in his chair. He's got to fall all the way down. Now they woke up Uhura.
Yes. Have you ever seen an Indian dude anywhere else?
I don't know. But you will be second-class citizens because we're all superior.
Yes. I never noticed that actually everyone, the other guys have different amounts of detailing on their little...
It's almost like their equivalent of the rank braid.
Yeah, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not pose. Oh, she's giving him such a look.
Yeah. Yeah, she wasn't gonna cower. She was like, getting back up.
She was like, do I need to start something? And so
Right.
I love that. He's a little bit over, and I don't know if it's like personal choices that Nichelle Nichols made. Oh, like, no, I'm not gonna like sit there and be like, okay, hit once.
Yeah.
You know,
You got
like,
one because you took me by surprise.
But otherwise, I'm gonna like get into it. I mean, you're a Starfleet officer. You're gonna know how to fight, and you're gonna have this.
I'm sure you recognize the medical decompression chamber that we don't
know how to use or anything.
Yeah.
But I hate MacGyver. She's awful. She's just like the absolute worst. Like, I hate her the way I hate Hope or whatever her name is from when Kirk is brainwashed. Noelle.
Oh,
Yeah, I hate the both of them. I just think they're awful. It's like they're just the worst.
Well, she turned traitor.
But MacGyver's
like holding a gun on crew members.
Like MacGyver's the actual worst.
In like no time.
MacGyver's the actual worst because she doesn't really know jack about this dude, but throws away.
Oh, she knows all she needs to.
Throws away everything. Betrays. Like, it's not even like betraying like your own like people. It's like your entire way of life, your entire civilization for a fantasy. And I don't for like 1 second think like, oh, it's like it's true love and like they totally connect or meant to be. I mean, it's really hard to believe there's any actual true romance going on there at all.
It's not her fault. Yeah. She's not genetically.
I feel like I'm more interested in that. I mean, because he doesn't have to care about her, and I am kind of interested that there is something about her that he likes. But as far as she's concerned, like I think she's just the absolute worst. Like,
yeah,
she has just the absolute worst character and morals.
Well, the speed with which
she switches sides,
turns traitor. Holding a gun on her own people.
Oh, look at her giving a look.
She's not upset about being hit. She's upset to hear that the captain's dead.
Is there a reason they don't let any of these guys talk? They're just all gesturing.
Yes, because the more people you have talking, the more expensive it is.
Oh, okay.
If they don't talk, then they're just paying them extras day rate. But
well, that was easy.
Yeah.
Whee!
But yeah, actors have to get paid.
So it's like, okay, you're one. It's not even like a saving grace. It's like, all right, so you're not a complete scumbag that you're gonna let your captain be murdered right in front of you.
Right. Like you have a limit. And that limit is Kirk dying.
It's not much of a limit though. It's like right below. It's like right above the line of completely deplorable.
But the thing is, I mean, from an acting standpoint, we don't see her transition really. She's not like, oh my god, watching the scene, and then we see her break down and then switch.
Yeah.
I mean, she kind of goes as seamlessly back to the other side as she did. Turning traitor.
She can't make up her mind.
Yeah.
What happened to his tunic? His tunic is like becoming a baby doll. Like it was. It was so. It was like really high at the top and then like angled down, and it even looked like the stitching was like pulling tight on the back. Like that thing had been washed like 18 times.
Yeah.
And did not fit anymore at all.
It's time to pass that on to a smaller crew member.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
Oh, and he gets out, of course.
I love that.
I feel like that.
Scotty gets to jump
Yeah.
up and punch a dude.
He didn't
before
need
letting the
to,
fuck
but he
out.
just goes and punches him
Yeah.
out. And that's for taking over my baby.
Yeah. That's what you do when the network wants more screen time for one of the characters.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, well, we'll let him get out into the hallway and get an
And
extra
that's it.
line. One more line of dialogue.
Yeah, he is. Look at that fabulous belt. Oh!
Oh no! Oh, that's okay. It wasn't one of the hero props.
You broke my gun.
I like,
It's
how
like, it's like, look what I can do to your face!
I like how it bends like clay. It doesn't like
Because
crack.
it totally was clay, wasn't it? Someone took painstaking care to make that out of clay. He's wearing, I feel like he's wearing a different shirt now.
Like a longer one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hello, massive stunt double.
I know,
Like,
I
very,
know.
very obvious stunt double.
You can't beat up Khan. He's
And stunt double
superior.
again, back to
He's the
Kirk.
superior man.
Whee!
Oh, nice.
Back to stunt double.
Yep. Dude who doesn't look like Khan at all. Dude who
Doesn't look like
doesn't look like
Kirk
Kirk
at
at all.
all. It's fine. Oh, flung him. Flung him like he was a baby.
5 times? That sounds like an exaggeration. Oh!
Vulcans have 3 times. You don't think that obviously creating a perfect man specimen, I mean, they're gonna be stronger than normal guys.
You have only so much strength
You
per
can
muscle
do.
fiber.
Also,
If you had 5 times, he'd be way more bulky. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
I'm concerned at how easy it was to just pull stuff out of engineering.
Yeah, I know.
I can just take the soap dispenser out and
Right?
you with
It's
it.
like, what is that? And do we need to put that back right away?
But I love that, you know, you've got Khan giving this bold statement of basically, you know, I'm stronger than you, I'm
Yeah.
smarter than you, and it's like, doesn't look like it, because I was able to knock you out.
Yeah.
She's the absolute worst. Ding ding. There's McCoy's so excited to like watch the shit go down. He's like, let's do it.
He's like, I don't usually get to sit
Ready.
in on this thing. What?
Which makes absolutely no sense.
City Alpha 5. This is City Alpha 5.
Now, this seems like a gross misuse of his authority and probably something he is totally not allowed to do, given what happened. It's like, I'm just gonna drop you off on an uninhabited planet.
Mm-hmm.
See ya. Will prove to be, like, the biggest mistake Kirk will ever make. I love at least he's, like, totally aware of what's gonna...
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not new to him. And he's not gonna, like, sugarcoat it on her.
Right.
Because that's not him.
Yeah.
I feel like he means that in all the ways.
He does.
Jesus.
He does. It's because Kirk respects him so
Go have
much
fun playing Conqueror
that
on a little
he
planet.
makes this grotesque error signing Spock's death warrant
Hugely grotesque
right
error.
now. He is just taking out his pen and signing Spock's death warrant
Uncomfortable.
right now. Aww. Or 16.
Apparently, yeah. And see that some serious shit went down, man.
Yep.
And we
The
did not
seed you
see
planted
it coming.
today. The space seed.
Woo! I mean, it's just a peculiar choice. It's interesting though, where it's like, you know, we've discovered these people who are like 200 years out of time,
Mm-hmm.
and they do not fit in,
Mhm.
and they're like terrifyingly dangerous. But it's not for us to imprison them. I mean, is that the concept? Is that why he's like, you know what? Let's find an uninhabited planet and let's just drop them there, because
I think he knows that these people are basically, like, literally born to be conquerors.
yeah.
You know? And
But they don't know if someone's
they're
gonna
not gonna-
happen to come along that planet, and like, what if they take over a ship and then like get back into space? Like, it's like he just left a ticking time bomb. He just left it on the ground and
Yep.
was like, "You're fine there," and then he just walks
Mhm.
away.
a ticking time bomb that explodes in Spock's face.
Yeah. But you know, it's so weird. So it's
Yeah, I
such a
know.
weird script choice to end it that way.
Mm-hmm. It is a weird decision on Kirk's part.
Mm-hmm.
But we see throughout the episode, as much as wouldn't say they fear him, but
Mhm.
as much as they're concerned about Khan,
Mm-hmm.
they also respect him, and they're all very impressed by him, you know?
Yeah,
And
like
they-
when Spock is like, "You guys are dumb," and he's like, "We can totally,"
Yeah.
like, that's what humans do. We can be like, "That's wrong and terrible and horrible and you're an awful person." And like,
Right.
did you see how cool he was?
Yeah,
oh, did you
exactly.
know?
Exactly. And you don't want to put, like, T-Rex doesn't want to be fed.
Yes.
T-Rex wants to hunt.
Mhm.
So you want to put him into an environment where he can do what he was born to do, which is forge his
Go
own
conquer
new empire,
Uninhabited planet.
hopefully without, hurting anybody in the process, other
Yeah.
than his own people and this traitorous, lieutenant
historian.
of mine. Yeah.
And they're like,
So-
"We don't need historians. We can just drop that one. Go pick up another one." She's not living in Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm.
She's just the absolute worst. She is just the absolute worst. We're Starfleet officer, or
Yeah, it was not that great
Worst
where
everything.
Starfleet officers come along. But nice of him to forgive her and still want to take her after she betrayed him.
yeah, I know. She's all over the place.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
she's
does he see it as like she's a very strong woman because she actually defied him and went and saved the captain?
I'm not sure, because we don't really get...
It still seems very
read
wishy-washy.
on that,
You
yeah.
know, like she just cannot pick her position at
Yeah.
all.
But, I mean, you gotta give it to her. Once she chooses her side, even if she's only gonna stick with that side for 5 minutes,
Mhm.
she acts definitively on it. She's right there in the transporter room holding a gun on the guy, and then boom, she's right there in the decompression chamber area holding a gun on the
Mhm.
augment. So,
Yeah.
and apparently
I feel like they just
did.
didn't do good psyche evals on her before letting her into Starfleet. That's all that seems like.
Yeah. And apparently they wanted her to be in Wrath of Khan,
Yeah.
but the actress was unable to due to health problems.
And they didn't want to recast, so they were just like, "We're gonna say she died."
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, because it's a huge part of Khan's motivation. It
Yeah.
feels like it's a huge part of Khan's motivation in Wrath of Khan. My beloved,
It
died.
is, but
and-
even if you have the wife, he'd still want revenge for being
yeah,
abandoned.
for what happened.
Uh-huh.
Not for being abandoned, for what happened, and then like no one coming to check on them.
Well,
And
that's
it's
what
like,
I
you're
mean
such
by
a-
being abandoned. It's like
Yeah.
one thing to drop them off there, but it's another thing never to bother checking up on them or anything.
Really,
like that.
really, like he ever would, in
Oh,
this position.
he probably wouldn't give a crap,
Yes.
except for then that massive disaster happened,
Yes.
and they were all screwed. So,
Oh well.
yes. But, yeah, who would have thought that this film would... this episode would revive...
Would be the seed for
the Star Trek, the Star Trek franchise. Because after the series was over, then, okay, Star Wars came out, that's great, let's make our own space movie.
Mm-hmm.
Motion picture comes
Didn't turn
out,
so great.
not that awesome, and they were going to... That would have been the end of the franchise if they hadn't been like, hey, give us another shot, we'll, you know, we'll make a movie at like a third that budget.
Mm-hmm.
And that movie, Wrath of Khan, was so amazing that they went on to make, 4 more movies, and Next Generation, and all this stuff. And so, this episode was basically the seed for the rebirth of the Star Trek franchise in many ways. So
who knew? Who knew?
Yeah,
Who knew it had it coming?
So, I really enjoyed that episode. And, if you enjoyed that episode too, why don't you come back next time, and we're going to be watching A Taste of Armageddon.
I do not remember what that one is.
That's the one where they're fighting a war, but it's just the computers.
Oh,
and then
okay.
that was a good one.
I remember. All right. Till next time then, right?
Till next time.
We were both kind of talking and kept going.
Yeah, we do have more now.
Yeah.